episode of What's Your Kryptonite. Today with us is a guest who has a very special story, a story of passion, a story of courage, and a story that is all heart. Honestly, not every story is perfect, but every story is worth listening to. Jen's story started with a lot of courage, a lot of passion, and how it translated into food. That is something we're going to talk about today. Hi Jen, how are
Hi,
you?
man. I'm good. How are you?
I'm good, and first of all, thank you so much for agreeing to do this. When I had your food the very first time, when my cousin was literally like doing a whole video of, I think, feedback, and I don't even remember what I was eating. I was just like, I need to meet her. And then we met at News, and then here we are. So thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so much. It's really an honor to be here. Like, you supporting a home business, that's something overwhelming. So I'm really overwhelmed right now.
No, I think your story is a special one. And where I want to start is, you got married awfully young, right? Like you were early 20s, late teens, early 20s. So I want to know a little about that. How was that journey? How's your married life been? How's your equation with your husband? And then we'll come on to other things.
So I was really young. I met my husband, when you have a period of doing something, internship. So I went to his office. I met him just for 3 days and I left. After a year and a half, we met somewhere else. And then he was like, non-stop, I want to meet you, I want to meet your mom, I want to meet your mom. And I was like, okay, in those days, there were no phones. So I'm like, okay.
How many years ago are we talking?
Well, we got married in 2001. So it was very young. I was just 20.
You were 20 years old?
Yes, I was 20, got married, had our first son when I was 21. So, yes, he really groomed me in so many different ways because I was young. I was open to so many different things. And all he wanted to do, travel with me, take me around. He wanted me to explore so many different things in life. So that was a fantastic journey, and I'm still enjoying that journey with him.
You know, yours is a story that's relatively rare in a country like Pakistan or South Asia. Generally, that's not what we hear. Yes, you do hear a lot of stories where girls get married young, but where the husband is so supportive and he's taking you around on his travels for work or other things, and that translating into, well, a home-based business and something you're doing so well, that is not something you hear very often. I want to know a little more, like, so 3 days you worked at this internship and a year and a half later you met. So tell me a little about that journey.
So actually, when he interviewed me and he wanted me to do something, marketing, and I was not a marketing person. So after 3-4 days, I found a good opportunity. I was so young and I was exploring as well. So I left without even like saying anything.
One fine day, 3 days later, you just vanished from work.
So he had to travel. He went to Dubai.
Right.
He got back and he's like, where's that Jennifer who was here 3 days ago, 4 days ago? Where's she? So his staff said, okay, she's gone. She found a better opportunity and she left.
Sorry.
So, when you are going through those teenage life and things, so you don't really think so much. So that's what happened with me. I was not thinking right, I guess, but that made him very curious that where is she? So he kept on hunting. He kept on.
I'm so sorry to interrupt. There was interest in the first 3 days.
Yes. So he liked me and he's like, where is Jennifer gone? Anybody knows her, whereabouts? So that's what happened. After a year and a half, we met at one of the restaurants, and he's like, I just greeted him, hi boss, how are you?
Hi, ex-boss.
Yes. And he's like, oh, Jennifer, is that you? I said, yes. So I said, please don't call me boss. My name is Hussein, call me Hussein. So it was very difficult for me to call him by his first name, and I'm like, it's very difficult for me to call you by your first name. So it's
Was
like,
there an age gap?
yes, we have a really, really good age difference, which Now I think that, um, he's 23 years older than me.
Wow.
So my mother and father also shared that age gap, and I always inspired my father the way he treated my mom. So he like really looked after her as a kid, that she is so young. And so that was something that I always had very positive vibe about it, and I always took that very positively. So
It's literally like you manifested this.
yes,
Like as I'm listening
yes.
to you, I literally
And
feel like you
yeah, and
manifested
I
this.
think back of my mind I always had a thing that I will get married to slightly mature person. I don't want to get married to very young person and then later on struggle and things like that. And there's so many things that happens as well. Well, any marriage can, it's always, you always have doubts about it, that something can happen at any time.
That's true. I agree.
So we always had, but the whatever journey we had so far, mashallah, we've been married for almost coming up 20 years, 24 years now,
Wow.
and we'll be soon next year celebrating our 25th wedding anniversary. So we had really, really, really good years and good time, and I have matured with him. I want to see our future together, that we both are growing older together. So he has actually groomed me in a very better person now, that at very early age I started maturing and I started adapting from him, because we don't even share the same religion. As I'm Catholic, I'm still practicing Catholic, and my husband is not Catholic, he's a Muslim. So different cultures, but what I loved about my husband, my in-laws, I'm so blessed that he never forced me to convert. So I'm really blessed. He said, it's entirely up to you, whatever you would like to do. I will not, because I always believed in one thing: if I want to convert, anything I want to follow, I will follow for God, Allah. I will not going to follow for a human, because I never forced him to do anything for me, right, in that way. So we both respect our religion very much. Like we celebrate Eid, Ramzan, everything, and the other hand, he celebrates Christmas and everything with me, So we have a very good relationship. And
I have no idea. I'm just planning to hear. This is not something you hear.
and
on a
I'm
daily
actually
basis.
very blessed with my in-laws, that they accepted me the way I am, or whoever I am.
Right.
So in that way, I think I'm super blessed.
Okay, tell me this. I mean, clearly you share a bond that is extremely precious, literally. That's like the Kohinoor. And even the way you're talking, like, I can just see it, like, from your expressions. When did this spark to do something of your own? Because, sure, you left that internship, but it could have easily translated into, say, another 9 to 5, right? Very simply. When did this spark ignite or initiate that, nahi, mujhe apna kuch karna hai, I want to do something of my own?
This was always in my head. When kids were growing up, I didn't want to work. I wanted to be there for my children, that they learn, because my husband traveled a lot. So in marriage, there's always one person who's there for 24/7, right? So I always wanted to be there for my kids, because one person is doing that journey, he's bringing everything at home, and the other person have to look after the other things, like bringing up the kids,
Yes.
taking care. And the children always had that, okay, our mom is always there, we know that we can call our mom and she'll be around. So we made that, both of us made that, that we will do that. And I didn't work, but I learned lots of different skills. I did Ikebana when I was so young. I took so many classes, but for some reason, food always connected with me. I have a very strong bond with food, that whenever I try something new, I have to go at home and I have to try the recipe. And for some reason, I think whenever I'm trying, my senses are whispering in my ears, the sense of taste, that okay, there's something is missing or something is there. I never say anything bad about any food. I just say, okay, something is lacking in that whatever dish yeah. And travel really helps you because then you try their culture, their food, and food explains a lot about a country or a city. Like in my menu, when I have Thai papaya salad, when you taste that, you feel that you're in Thailand. You're not having that in Pakistan or in Karachi. So these are the things that it just have a strong connection with me.
You know, you're talking about travel. Tell me about your travel. So you traveled a lot with your husband as well, right?
Yes.
So tell me about that.
So we started traveling. The firm my husband was working, and it's also a really big blessing because they used to have conventions, and they used to always select really exotic places. We've been to Africa, we've been to so many different places. We went to Egypt, they always had a different destination each year. So that was with husband and wife, you can bring your spouse.
Okay.
So I was always part of it. And while traveling, you learn so many different things while you are traveling. So as I mentioned that, food have a different connection, and that has really groomed me. My husband is also, he was born in East Africa. So my husband also have a roots from East Africa. So when we travel, we tried different food, and something that your spouse loves, you want to come home and try, and you want to see, okay, fine, let's just make something, whatever, you get, and you learn something new. You become little adventurous in the kitchen, and that is also like a therapy for me. For me, it was my me time while I'm in the kitchen. So I'm creating something new, and traveling has actually really helped me bringing out all the flavors of a different part of worlds and bringing them here. So
as you're talking, I can't help but smile at the fact that you're constantly drawing this relationship, obviously, inevitably, with your husband and the relationship you share. That's honestly not something you hear very often. I mean, it's very evident that there's a very strong bond and there's a very strong support that you got. How did Jen's Kitchen come about?
I always wanted to do something, and my husband always said, I'm going to switch to a language that he always said कि तुम्हारे हाथों में जादू है. So whenever I cooked anything or created anything, and he always used to say कि anything you make, it's just that कि there is something. And my family, my friends, they always appreciated my food. They always said, okay, Jen, can you make biryani for us? Can you make papaya salad for us? And they always, and the thing that, whenever I talk about food or I wanted to do something, it always had food. Like there's always something that it was my dream from bachpan ke I wanted to have a ban kebab ka a thela. I wanted to do that. Bachpan se, because, there was a connection, and I think those are, signs that they are somewhere, they are like telling you, okay, this is your thing, this is your thing, that you can do this and you'll be best at it.
Right. You wanted a ban kebab ka thela.
Yes.
When you were little. I did not know this even when I met you before this.
I always had this, like bachpan se, this was my dream, this was my thing, that it just when you're a kid, and you see how they're making the ban kebab, how they are doing that, whisking the egg, and you just connect, oh wow, this is something so nice, I want to do this.
Right.
So I don't know, there was a silly dream I had.
It's not silly, you literally translated.
Yeah, so
Tell me this, whenever you start any initiative, business initiative, kuch bhi, there's a lot of positive and negative that comes with it, right? So there are challenges, there's amazing feedback, there's support, but then there's criticism also. It could even be for no rhyme or reason, because I've had your food, so I know absolutely how divine it is, like I know for a fact. But tell me this, how was that experience? Initially, when you put yourself out there and you're catering to customers, how was the good, the bad, and say even the ugly in a small way?
Yeah. So actually, because my name is very different from the culture we are living in, it represents me. So it's Jen. So the negative thing I so far heard that one of my I wouldn't take the name, and one of my customer, she thought that on our menu we have, maybe we are serving haram, I don't know. So the message I received from her that I hope everything on your menu is halal. So that was something that, you know, I had to be very polite, and I mentioned that, you know, we're living in Pakistan and this is where we've been brought up, and even we as people, we eat halal food. So because we are,
Yes,
you know, it's very, so that was something that I was little upset, but then I was like, it's fine, you know, people are just thinking what they want to think. So then I actually made a story and I posted on my Instagram page that, you know, we only make halal food and we serve halal food. There is nothing that we serve, because we respect the culture, we respect everything over here.
Yes.
And all our ingredients are from here. So, and then there was this another girl, she actually came and she posted and she really boosted me, and she said that Jen, I am so sorry that you had to put this on your story and you had to, you know, justify yourself that you are serving halal food. I feel so bad and I really want to apologize. So, you know, that gave me such a nice feeling that, you know, she felt me. And she was coming in to defend me or whatever, she was like trying to protect me. So that was something I really appreciate that person, that she worked her, that day I was little down by hearing that, and I was like, you know what people think, and I don't know where, I'm sure everybody have questions, but they can be little bit more polite to you while they are talking, and they can just like find out that. So this girl really made my day that day, and there are like good souls that do exist around you. So I always believe in that. If you have done good in life, the good will come back to you.
100%.
So I have a strong, you know, connection with the good people around me.
You know, when you started, and this is in reference to our previous conversation, you said you started with just 3-4 items.
Yes.
Today it's a full-fledged menu.
Yes.
Tell me about that. How did it start from, and which items was it? Like, take me through that journey.
So it was just one fine day, my husband and I were just chatting, and he said food is your forte, and you know, you are really ignoring it. People come home, they appreciate your food. So we were just discussing. I said, okay, let me give it a try. So, you know, when you want to try something, you call your people around you and you talk to them. So it was 22nd May 2023, and
That's like hardly 2 years ago.
yes.
Hardly.
So I was working on things, and I was talking to my in-laws, and I was discussing things, and I said, okay, should I give it a try? And they were very supportive, and they said, yes, please give it a try. So my husband's cousin is here in Karachi, and his wife, and I spoke to them, and she said, yeah, Jen, why not try it? Let's give it a try. So my menu got printed. I had only 4 items, which was, one was coconut corn on the cob, Thai papaya salad, lasagna, and our signature roast chicken.
Right.
And there was no pricing.
Okay.
I didn't work the pricing. So I spoke to my printer and I said, can you just do this for me? He sent me a screenshot on my WhatsApp, and I just shared with her. I said, is this nice? What do you think about it? Before even talking to me, she sent that menu to all her groups.
And there was no pricing on it.
There was no pricing. In 15 minutes, I received my first order, and there was veg lasagna. I still remember that. And when this person is also, I know her very well, she's also part of family, and when she called me and she said, hey Jenny, I want to place an order for veg lasagna, and I was so honest and I said, there is no pricing on it, I'm still working on it. So I said, are you sure you want to have veg lasagna for your dawat? And she said, yes, why not, let's give it a try. So that gave me a good boost, and straight away I called my husband and I said, listen, I received my first order. So he said, but there's no pricing. I said, yeah. I said, there's no pricing. She said, doesn't matter. You can work on it, your pricing, and we can sort that out later. But right now, you just do it. Take my order. So all my daughters are coming and I want your vegetarian lasagna. Nobody in Karachi is doing it. So, there's so many vegetarians and people don't have anything good for the veg people around us. So I said, okay, and I made it. So since that day, it's a good journey. And slowly I started adding one item, 2 items. The thing I always keep in mind, I always take a feedback from my customers. I don't even call them customers, I call them Jen's Kitchen family because my name is Jennifer. So the person who doesn't know me that well, they will only call me Jennifer. The people who know me well, they will call me Jenny. And the people who are very close to my heart or very close to my soul, they call me Jen. So, when any of my Jen's Kitchen family, they call me and they call me Jen, we would like to place an order. So they have made that connection that they are close to me. So they have a right to call me Jen. It was just my husband and very close people around me, like my good friends, they only had the right to call me Jen. So not everybody calls me Jenny. Jen. It's just that, I'm Jenny for the world. But
just the fact that you're drawing this connection even with your name, I just think there's just something that's extremely positive about everything that you're doing. Like the whole aura, the whole energy, it just screams positivity, and I think that's stunning. That's beautiful. Tell me, how did more items get added? Because by the time I had your food, that was like a few weeks ago or like a month or so ago. How did, how many items do you have now? What's the pricing like?
So I use really good quality ingredients. I don't compromise. So there was a time, initial years, that I was not making enough profit because I always had this thing that, I will not going to compromise with my ingredients. So when it came to lasagna or anything else, we have big serving. So we don't serve because it's a home kitchen. And something is coming from your home, you don't think about the quantity, you think about the quality. And the quantity has to be just right to feed your entire family. And most of our people in our culture, we have 4 or 5, 2 kids, husband and wife. So it's basically the smallest family will have 4 to 5 or 6 people in the house, right?
You're right. Absolutely.
So I always thought about that. I'm not going to compromise in the quantity. The quantity has to be huge. It should fulfill the entire family. So this is how, and then when I had 4 dishes and then people knew my food, most of my family members, and they said, okay, can we order biryani from you? Can you do biryani for us? I said, yes, sure, why not? And I was getting good feedback. So I also started veg biryani, which nobody does this. Nobody's doing it right now in Karachi. So they requested, can you make veg biryani? And we don't want to miss meat, that there is no meat in the veg biryani. The flavor has to be just like biryani. So I said, you will get all the flavors, just trust me. And then I always ask for any allergies, which hardly anybody is doing it here. So there are a lot of people who are allergic to capsicum, they're allergic to red chilies, they're allergic to so many different vegetables. But when they go to restaurant, they will only serve you whatever is there on the menu. Yes, they will not going to do any changes. But because we are doing it from home and I take so much time out, I get to know my Jen's Kitchen family member when they are calling me and they get connecting with me, and they will, yes, and they will always ask me about how many people can we serve. This is the number of people we have in the house, and my father has allergy or they want something gluten-free. They want, please make sure. And I am so open about it. I said, okay, we can change. You let us know what we can do. So this is how slowly and gradually I started adding things when I was getting good feedback. So my son, he is 23, is going to be 24 very soon. His friends, whenever they come home and they had taco, you've also tried.
Yes, I have, yes.
And he say, Auntie, you make crazy tacos. nobody in Karachi is making tacos the way you do. So then I was getting feedback from them, and they always wanted me to make tacos for them.
Your tacos have so much flavor, it's not even funny. They are absolutely insane. I
Yeah.
can say that for a fact.
So
Yes.
when I was getting feedback, then I was thinking, and my husband and my boys, and they were like, "Mom, come on, let's give it a try. Add taco."
Okay.
So I said, I can't just add tacos. I need to do all the,
Research.
yeah, and we need to do the packaging and how he has to. While we were doing that, so we got connected with one of the consulate here, and they approached us. They said, we got big event coming up, and we would like you to do a taco night for us, Mexican theme.
Oh wow.
I said, that's a very good and positive feedback, and I was getting a lot of encouragement from this person,
Right.
and he's a Brit. So he said, Jen, I've tried your food and I love all your food. Let's do it. I said, okay. So we got into making a cart. We did so many research, how to do it, what to do it, and mashallah, that night we served over 400 people
At the consulate.
at the consulate.
That is
Yes.
amazing.
And
This is literally like high points after high points. Tell me this, were there any challenges or doubts that you ever had when it came to Jen's Kitchen? Or not even Jen's Kitchen, because that journey, I can tell, is full of so many high points. It's taking a lot out of you when you're a solopreneur, when you're doing it solely from your kitchen, right? And I know for a fact you do that, where there's literally energy is low, or you're feeling depleted, or you're just feeling, okay, fine, so much is being, like, I'm giving so much energy, everything, food, and food is not just creating a dish, you're literally creating an emotion. So was there ever a time you went like, okay, I'm struggling now just to keep up? Because again, there is a family, there are kids, there's a husband, there's so many factors that you need to balance as well.
So I think anything you do, you always there are some good days and some bad days. So because we are working from home, sometimes there is a day that they're quiet days, and sometimes you have really busy days that you don't even have time to breathe. So in that way, I think I was also very blessed that I had good souls around me. They've always, whenever I fell down or I had that, okay, I can't do this anymore, or I'm struggling or whatever, and then everybody said, even my husband said, can you take it easy, don't worry, we are there to support you, anything you need, we are right here for you. So the family and friends and my children, they are the biggest support system. When I have the load, I am feeling low, or I'm not into myself, and they come and they really boost me. So we do have a lot of support system around me to boost me up.
One thing that I'm just realizing from the get-go of this conversation is your support system was incredible. And if you ever want to do an initiative, I won't say it's impossible, but it can become awfully difficult if the support system is absent. Because whether the days are low, whether you're starting something, from wherever the idea came, because this Jen's Kitchen is your identity. It's not, an extension of, say, the family or anything else that you're doing. It's something you started, and yes, the ecosystem is built in the form of support, but that is something that you're creating out of love, out of passion, out of courage. So that's literally like you've created your own identity. And if the support system is missing, it can become difficult. I don't think anything's impossible. I don't subscribe to that theory. But I do feel, listening to you, it's like that made it all the more possible. Yeah, maybe that it's keeping the journey going. You're not just cooking from home now. I know this. This will be my next thing I want to talk about. You're also stocking at certain outlets. So tell me about that. How's that?
So whenever I go to a supermarket, I always think that there are so many things they are missing in that freezer.
Right.
So I thought about it, and then I thought that let's work something for the busy mummies.
Right.
If they have school runs, they are busy at work. So they should, when they are coming home, they are at peace. Okay, we are serving our children that we picked up from a supermarket, but it's still home cooked.
Right.
It's been prepared at a home kitchen, and it gives, the mothers have that peace of mind. Okay, whatever ingredients have been used in that, I can say that we are doing frozen lasagna, and we started putting at fresh basket, and I'm getting so many good feedback from the busy moms and busy. They say, we just, before picking up our children from school, we grab your lasagna, we pick up kids, we bake it at home, and we have a nice cozy meal at home, with kids, or afternoon lunch, and they're at peace that it's been prepared the way it should be prepared by a mother in a kitchen. So they have the peace of mind, which is so important.
No, that's crucial, and you know that it's very mom guilt when people say, right? And that's an actual, it's not just a phrase, it's an actual concept that's there, it's very real. So the fact that you're providing something and you've identified gaps and you're filling those gaps so beautifully. There's one thing I love asking all my guests towards the end, and because it's called What's Your Kryptonite, I always want to know what your kryptonite is, and I can always take you through what exactly that question means or what that means, because I'm forever curious, even though I don't know what your answer or response would be, but I would want to know what your kryptonite would be.
So my kryptonite would be that time. Everything, I have a fear, I don't know, I get very nervous, I get anxiety attacks if things are not prepared in time, because time has so much value. Suppose if you say you want to serve food at 8:30, so I want to make sure that everything is done, packed, and it should get to you piping hot, because it's coming from a home kitchen to your kitchen, and then it's going on your plate. So the food has to be, so my crypt is like the time. The time has a power of whatever you are. It can make you, it can break you, because few delays can actually give such a negative thing in your business. So timing, consistency, that if you've tried my food 2 years back and if you've going to have it tonight, the taste has to be same. There is no compromise in the taste. So that's where my weakness, my fear, there are so many different combinations I have, but I want to make sure that whatever is happening, it should happen in time.
A lot of people have said a lot of responses, no one has said time. And that just goes to show how much care and attention to detail.
It has so much value. The time has so much value.
Jen, honestly, thank you so much for doing this. And like every episode, I never know how it's going to go. I just know the person, I just know the meeting, I just know whatever can be planned. But this literally just flowed as smooth as butter. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so much, Iman. I'm like...
We are not getting emotional over your conversation, Jen. There's nothing to get emotional about. Please don't do that. But thank you so much.
I would really like to add something very small.
Yes.
When you're doing something from home, you have so many different thoughts, positive and negative. The one thing that I'm so blessed that I've had so many positive people around me. When Jen's Kitchen was nothing and nobody knew about it, and I approached good people and they had good source, like I would like to really take the names of few people who really helped me in my journey. Alize Pasha, Diary of Miss Pasha.
Yes.
She didn't know what Jen Kitchen was. When I approached her, she said, okay, your home kitchen, and we would love to support you, why not? And these are the supportive people I had. I had Omnom Zilla, I had Karachi Food Adventure, so Osama Nasir. All these people came up, and from some reason I think they were like all sent for me to help me out. The person who have a very strong, I would always say, like, she always stood like a mountain behind me, was this Rosie Appa. where I used to go for salon, and I told her that I know I'm starting this, and she was so supportive. I call her my fairy godmother. Like, she's been always there to support me, and she said, Jen, whatever you're doing, I'm always there. So, these are the few people that who have really supported me. And now I would like to also add one name, Iman.
That's awfully
You are also a pillar to Jen's Kitchen now.
That's awfully kind of you, Jen.
So I'm so blessed to have wonderful souls around me. I'm absolutely blessed.
Guys, thank you so much for sticking around, if you have, till this point of the episode. Honestly, Jen is all heart, all courage, all passion, and I'm just glad that she could come and talk about her journey. Thank you.